Hey guys, I'm back with another video. So I'm sure you guys can all read. This is me doing my Pokemon trainer. I'm a really big fan of Pokemon, obviously, so I had spring break a little bit ago, and so I was finally able to play Pokemon Sun and Moon. I have Pokemon Sun, so yeah, I just felt really inspired to do my trainer. So here I'm just sketching it out. I had the majority of it already completed, but here I'm just finishing it up, like I'm finishing up the hands, and yeah. Oh, and I'll use my hand as like my own reference, so you'll see me like put it up and like look at it and turn it around a little bit. I find hands pretty hard. It's just like once you start doing them, they're not that bad. And here I'm just using it with, tracing it with my light box. I did not include all of it because that was just like really boring to watch. And here I'm just finishing up the hat, since in the sketch it gets cut off, but on the paper that I transferred it to, there was more room, so I was like, let's just, include it. And honestly, I don't understand her hat at all. Like, is it supposed to be some sort of flower? I don't know. It's probably supposed to be a flower, but I don't know. So now I'm just starting to line it, just doing my usual thing where I just do one pass over it with like one single line weight. And I'm just using the Marmucha technical drawing pens. I really love them. You can see what supplies I use in my go-to art supplies video. I can link that down below. So I'm just going in with my sepia tone now. I like using the sepia tones because it just makes the skin look so less harsh, because when you use black, it's sort of like, woo, there's black, you know? So I really like going in with the sepia tones. It just makes it look way softer. And now I'm just starting to do the base layer of the skin, and then I'm shading the skin. I use E50s with skin, with COPICs, and just adding a bit of blush. Honestly, I need to blend my blush in a little more. I don't really like how it's not over, it could be smoother. So now I'm just shading in the bottom of the neck. And then just doing the arm stuff, and the hands. Honestly, I love the new Pokemon games. Like, they've made so many new advancements to, like, just how you're able to play it. And I was talking to my friend about it, and she's only played the, like, older games, and so when I was texting her about it, I was like, no, I accidentally, like, because, when you can play with a Pokemon, you can, like, accidentally hit them, and then they'll get really angry at you. I accidentally did that, so then I started texting her, like, oh my god, I accidentally, like, poked my Pokemon, and now he's really angry at me. And she's like, what the hell are you talking about? Because, they've only made that, like, a new feature, that you're able to, like, play with them. But I really like it. Like, another thing that I think is really cool is just how they've advanced with, like, the environments. Like, you can interact a lot more with your environment, and also the people, they don't have chibi proportions anymore. They're like actual proportions, and I'm like, what is this? It's so cool. And like the environments, Pokemon Sun, well, both Sun and Moon are based in Hawaii. It's sort of like a Hawaii-ish. There's like a bit of Japanese, like, inspired stuff in there. Actually, I think that was only, like, one town. I don't really know, but, yeah, the landscapes are super pretty, and, like, Hawaii is really beautiful, and they include that in it, and, it's really nice. I'm sure that, like, some of you, like, don't even like Pokemon and probably like, I really don't care, but you're watching my videos, you gotta care about Pokemon. So here, like, I took a different way of shading the hair. I mean, it is a little bit usually how I do it, but, I wanted to have a little bit of, like, harsher shadows in it, so now I'm shading the hat. I did a really simplistic approach to shading the hat because honestly I had no idea how to like shade it while blending, so I just gave it some like cell shading. I gave it some cell shading, and yeah, then I just called it done from there. Now I'm doing her shirt, which is actually a really big challenge because like her shirt has flowers on it that don't have a border. It's like a shirt with like I don't really know how to describe it. Like, there aren't any like line work to the flowers, and so I had to plan out where the flowers were. But if you don't use Copics, there's this thing that happens where if you use pencil and then put the Copic on top of it, you can't erase what's underneath it. So the pencil just stays there and it looks really gross. So I had to like be really careful avoiding the flowers a little bit and then go back and clean it up with, I think it was E81 that I used for like the base. But yeah, that's the only thing I didn't like, was that on some parts you could see the pencil underneath, but what can you do? What's done is done. And so here I'm just cutting the corners a little bit. You can see down there it's just like a bunch of holes. And now I'm going back and adding some line weight. That's honestly probably my favorite part, other than coloring, is going back and adding line weight, because it just like unifies everything and it just ties it all together, I think. And now I'm just touching a few colors up, shading some of the flowers. But yeah, I want to do more stuff with things that don't have borders like that, because I'm not really good at doing like clothing or really anything with patterns. Like, I'm not very patient in that regard. So that's probably one thing that I want to work on improving. And now I'm just adding the highlights and little touch-ups to the eyes. One of them, honestly, can't really tell, but one of the eyes was like slightly different than the other, and it was kind of pissing me off, but not really anything I can do to change that. Oh, and so I know I said in my NA speed paint that I really don't like adding white highlights, but there's this way that I've seen people do it that actually looks good. So I did not pull it off well at all. It's like, I don't even know, just there's a way to do it where it looks good, and I'm trying to figure it out. So from now on, that's what I'm trying to do, is to get it to look nice and shiny. And you know, just adding a bit more detail to the eyes with some jelly rolls. I have a really big pack of jelly rolls, which are really nice. And here's the final illustration. If you like what you see, then please subscribe, it really helps me out, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye!